starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Mic check. And I see Brian P., Mr. Dividend, says he could not hear the intro. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. The intro can be repeated. It's housing market. It's gold and silver markets. It's the real estate markets. It's everything that you need to buy asset-wise in the next year and 10 months, and never mind anything else, because you don't know what's going to happen from week to week, month to month with all of this United States government reformation. It's very bad for a lot of people, but don't worry. We're here. You're here. We always have a plan, ladies and gentlemen, and the plan is very simple. Billionaires will rule. Oligarchs will rule. Millionaires will rule. Those that have money and assets will rule around the world. And that's why you have to get on the gas pedal to get more assets. Now, when we start talking about homes, the housing market, that is not an asset unless you are using it for leverage, unless you're using it to rent out at your own risk, I might add. But nonetheless, we do not consider a house as an asset. At least I don't. Now, some people would differentiate between the two, but there is two different ways you can make money from a house. And you know what that is? That is why a lot of corporations are out here buying homes. And many of you remember 3 years ago, 2 years ago, when people were bitching and I said, hey man, let them buy as many as they want. They're liabilities. Well, they effed around and they found out. At least three notable companies that have thousands of homes are selling their homes for a discount. Oh my, you gotta love it. You know why? When you own thousands of homes, you can start doing the mathematics yourself. Let's just say you own 1,000 homes and your property real estate bill comes due and it says something like $4,000. 1,000, three zeros. 4,000, three zeros. Imagine for every 1,000 homes, you potentially could have a $4 million annual bill just for that. Imagine when they send you the new insurance bill and your insurance is no longer $1,000 per month, or annually. Now it's 4 grand, 5 grand, 6 grand. So now they're like, oh my God, another $4 million for every 1,000 homes. Some of these places combined to have 10,000, 18,000 homes. Can you guys imagine 10,000 homes, $40 million, $80 million, and we haven't even gotten to the landscaping and the HOAs yet. These guys were like, holy smokes, let's get rid of this stuff, even if we have to sell it at a loss. Because if you're a business and you bought something for 500,000 and then you turned around and sold 1,000 homes for 400,000, you do understand that's a tax write-off for a business. They can do that because they have profits coming in that they need to write off some of that expense, and it's legal. So therefore, they're not the same as you as an individual. You can't buy a $500,000 house and sell it for 400. That's not going to work for you. You're probably going to have a mortgage. And most people aren't going to be able to do that in the first 2 or 3 years because you'll have an IOU, because you'll still have a balance. Now, look who's in the house tonight. We got Brian P. Mr. Dividend is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, Mr. Dividend. Very, very happy to see you. Oh, and my man, Robert T. Speller Jr. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. My old high school friend Spell is in the house, hanging out in the Bay. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go look up Robert T. Speller on LinkedIn. He's there all the time. He's an accountant that you need to know. That's right. Go show some love. And remember, always say SSN Nation. All right, Robert Speller, once again in the house. Very nice to see you, man. Hopefully things are going great in the Bay. And you know I love you, man. Brian P. says, happy day, Eric. I hope all is well. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. That's right, smash that like button. Check out those emails. See, he gets me all the time. He says, check out them emails. He sends me emails. I love it because there's so much financial news and information from all around the world. And there's so many moving pieces. You just don't know what's going to happen. But I do know one thing. You better have some assets at your disposal. And I don't mean doing any startup activities. I'm not talking about doing wild, reckless. You need solid monies coming in. So why do we talk about dividends? Because that could help. In fact, you know what's going to happen? Bonds are now attractive for some people. Some people think high yield interest rate at a bank is 4%, 4.5%. You know what's funny? Your treasury bonds are giving 4.5%. That's what's crazy, right? But how liquid is it? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, that's how we do it. Thanks for all of the great information. Thank you, Spell. I appreciate it, man. And thank you for your support, my man. By the way, we got to hook up. I'll be coming back to Cali for a little bit. I don't know if I'll be coming to the Bay, though. We'll see. But nonetheless, thank you, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Because I restarted this live stream. We have gold, silver, crypto to talk about as well. What's the gold markets looking like? What's the silver markets looking like? Well, it looks like gold is at $2,900, silver's at $32. Copper's at $4.69. All of these have jumped up over the last 6 months. That's a good thing, I guess. But once again, I don't like carrying around all that heavy metal, right? If I need to do something in an emergency, you're not carrying around duffel bags of gold and silver. I'm telling you that right now. So you have to put these things in a nice location where you know you have access to in case things happen. I'm not saying anything's going to happen bad right now. But nonetheless, we always got to have a little bit of gold and silver, ladies and gentlemen, because that you can sell and buy worldwide. Now, US dollars and other currencies, they are always constantly devalued. So therefore, sooner or later, it's going to go to zero. That's how currencies work. Crypto, on the other hand, Bitcoin went down under 100,000 once again. And of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum are the top two dogs. Those are the top two dogs SSN Nation recommended, because if you're going to be in that arena, you better make sure you have some of the best, because They will go up over time. And traditionally, Bitcoin has been about 20 to 25% annually, regardless of what it does. But that's because more and more people buy. Now, speaking of crypto, you guys understand there are ETFs out here that are forming so they can actually buy and sell crypto. That means there's going to be a little bit higher demand. But I caution everybody, you guys know we go by statistics here. We don't go by mumbo jumbo. If you already know 70 to 78% of United States citizens are living paycheck to paycheck, somebody better start finding out where all the buyers are going to be coming from. Because after you have tariffs, after you have talk of tariffs against other countries, that means prices are going to go up in anticipation. Whether it's going to be selling to other countries who do retaliatory tariffs or the United States. Either way, you're going to have to pay more. In fact, some of you may want to act stupid and try to look at prices and go, hey, yeah, it went up about 50 cents to a dollar, but I'll just act like it didn't. That's how people are. Like they have amnesia. You have 70 to 78% of the population living paycheck to paycheck, and you're going to have amnesia. If something costs 50 cents more, $1 more, and you're already on that paycheck to paycheck scale, you're already digging into negatives. And again, I will repeat again, what do people do in America that around the world you can't? They can have those nice little shiny credit cards. And therefore, you can actually charge. And then what happens? You have all-time record high credit card debt in America. So we're only going by a thin thread for a majority of the population. So you don't want to be the majority of the population. You want to be in the top 10, the top 15% of the population. Those that have assets where you can be going night and still make money. Now, I have on my podcast ears tonight. You know why? Because I had to reset the live stream, and I'm actually going to put this on podcast, so it'll be coming out in tomorrow time frame everywhere you check out your podcast. You know, iHeart, iTunes, all that, and many more places. So that's why we have to be serious, right? Like always. And Brian P, he actually says one right now, YBit. He's got that exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out YBIT for everybody on podcast. And this is what I also say. Make sure you bring your pen, pads, and papers, ladies and gentlemen. All right? You never know what somebody's going to do, like this man right here, Mr. Dividend Brian P. He loaded up YBIT that gives out dividends. While you're at it, you might as well just go check out some other Bitcoin crypto ETFs as well. But again, oh, see, look, see, I knew MSTY is a YieldMax ETF fund that gives out dividends. It's based on MicroStrategy, MSTR. MSTR is actually a stock. That's MicroStrategy. David Saylor, or is it Michael? Michael Saylor. That's his company. MSTY is YieldMax ETF, and it goes on trades. Option income is what they use to give dividends for MSTY. So they don't buy the stock, MicroStrategy, MSTR, but it's on the recommended list, both of them, because MSTR has gone up 25% year over year. So every year for the last 3-4 years, because the Bitcoin price has increased every year. So that is a good thing as well. And they are buying Bitcoin. So once again, got to talk about that. ULTY, something. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Under $10, YieldMax ETF. Look at, why is he doing this to me tonight? Mr. Dividend, he's in all of these. YMAX, YMAG. Hey, payday every Friday for YMAG and YMAX because they give out dividends every Friday. And again, IWMY also does. He's just going down the list tonight. I love it. CONY, also part of the YieldMax family. That means they're giving out money from the option income trading, the premiums and all that. So once again, CONY. You go to yieldmaxetfs.com. It's that simple. You can see them all there, and then you'll start getting greedy. But remember, on these, they are not backed by any stock. They're not buying stock. What they do is they do puts, calls, and some options monies come in. So the more volatile these stocks are, the more trades are made, which leads to more dividends coming to you. The stock price, since it's not really backed by anything, can fluctuate, and usually it fluctuates a little down. So if they say they're going to give you 75%, the stock price will come down, but you will get 75%, but you won't be getting 75% yield. You'll get distribution, but if the stock price comes down and you're getting 75%, but the stock price went down 20% or 30%, then your actual yield is probably going to be like 30%, right? Which a lot of people would take that too. I'll take it anytime. And that's why this man right here said, I'm all in. He has 4, 5, 6,000 shares by now of different stocks that he's actually talking about here. We are making money in here. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm in Yield Max Club. Exactly. We're in Yield Max Club. That's right. Every Friday, notifications, because Yield Max, YMAG, YMAX, IWMY, and then one of the stocks that's also part of Yield Max ETF for the monthly usually comes out like you can get every week. So it gets ding, 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 ding. You get notifications all the time. So we love notifications. In fact, I guess I should do this. I've been talking about Robinhood and Webull. I mean, there's nothing new. People have heard of it. But every now and then, somebody hasn't heard of Robinhood and Webull. So we got to get you some free shares of stock, right? We can't let you just roll around without getting free shares of stock. And also, it started getting chilly again, ladies and gentlemen. It started getting chilly again out here. So get your Webull. Download the Webull app. Get your free shares of stock from Robinhood and Webull. All right? It's that simple. I'll put it over here on Instagram as well. Go to Instagram in case you're not a subscriber or follower to Instagram. Please go over to Instagram. Stop struggling now. Also, if you go over to Instagram, post-retirement travel, he's in Costa Rica. He's going to be in Peru. Hopefully, he's posting on Instagram or his YouTube channel, and therefore you got to show some love. He's part of the SSN Nation. All right? Don't forget that. Got to do that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there it is. I put it on the screen for you. There's Webull. Go open up your account, get your free shares of stock. They always have a different promotion. They're giving out fractional shares these days. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. If you deposit more money, like right now I saw, if you deposit $300, then they give you $300 of fractional shares. Now, as long as there's a dollar value amount of $300, and even who cares if they're fractional, at least there's some shares of some stocks that you get as a bonus. So that's pretty cool. Why not check them out, right? Now, the other thing, let me go get Robinhood, which you only get one free share of stock. That's just the way it is with Robinhood. And then I'm actually going to put two things in here. Some people go, I don't want to do stocks. That's why you do ETFs. Oh, look at this. He done did it. LFGY, Brian P. Once again, Mr. Dividend in the house, dropping some gems. I think they're gems. Let's see if everybody else thinks they're gems after they go check things out, do their own due diligence. Will they think they are gems? We will see. Okay, Robinhood. But again, there's some people who say, you know what, Eric, I don't really want to do anything. I'll just rather have somebody else handle dealing with that. I'll just sit back and relax. Well, I have something else for you. We have Wealthfront. So you can go check out Wealthfront, which, hold on a second. I'll put Wealthfront in the chat room as well. That's a set it and forget it. In fact, they'll give you free, no fees whatsoever by depositing $500 in Wealthfront. They'll run it. They'll manage it. No management fee until you get up to $5,000. All right. So there you go. There's a little incentive for you. So I'll put the links in the chat room. You can go check that out. Of course, they're affiliate links. Come on. You know that. Got to show some love every now and then. Speaking of affiliates, we have to go. It's getting chilly out here. You got to get some of that beachfront Java. You know I always got to show some love for our Professor Auntie Val and family. Premium blended coffee, tea, and premium beans, whole bean, fine ground, drip ground, and Keurig. Go over there and use the promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word. SSN Lifestyle. What do you get? Well, discounts for life after your first order. Everybody gets free shipping. Where do you get the beans from? Some would ask. Costa Rica, South America, Indonesia, Africa, the best beans in the world. And again, half pound up to 5 pound bags and over different varieties of coffee. Oh my. I have a new one she put out that has more chocolate in it that I'm going to be ordering. And you guys, I advise order it as well. Show some love. Now, made in America from our own Professor Auntie Val and family. Everybody else, you know what time it is. It's real estate time. Real estate, ladies and gentlemen, it is going the wrong way. Why is it going the wrong way? Well, here's what happens when the Federal Reserve can't reduce the interest rates fast enough. This is what happens when you start talking about being in tariff wars. And this is what happens when you have a 3% increase in inflation. That means Federal Reserve can't reduce their interest rates. People around the world do not really want to invest in America. What does that mean? Some people may be new here. When other countries invest in America, they buy bonds. Bonds allows countries to print money. Well, that's just devaluing your currency. But nonetheless, that is actually an inflationary situation that people don't talk about because you're printing more dollar bills, putting them in circulation. So that means I'm going to have to do my monopoly analogy here shortly. But the fact of the matter is, you cannot bring down the bond rate, the 10-year bond rate, 4.5, 4.3. When you have these bond rates, that is also part of the mortgage rate. The Federal Reserve can't bring down their rate because, once again, the economy is unstable. They don't really want to bring down rates. That's not how they operate. They don't really have many tools, if any. I don't even consider what tools they use as tools. The only thing I consider is they're buying up some debt. Quantitative easing, right? QE. We don't want to hear that. Corporations should fail in the capitalist system so then we can just pick it up, like pick up the bones that are assets and let those liabilities go. And let somebody else who's more efficient, who's bigger, badder, better, and efficient control the business or new business. That's how it's supposed to work. You can't keep bailing out failed companies because then you have a whole bunch of losers. And that's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen, because the billionaires and millionaires, they can't lose. And the government makes sure they can't lose. They pick losers, they pick winners. And unfortunately, the ones that can't lose, they always seem to help. That's something that goes down that's so disgusting from a business standpoint. We're out here working hard. We're out here slaving away. Some people get free rides. All right, let's see what else we have here. Wealthfront. Now, regarding real estate, did you guys know that there is an increase in defaults? Of course you do. Do you guys know there's an increase in 90 days late pre-foreclosure? Of course you do. Do you know there's an increase in people who are paying rent who are not paying rent? Of course you do. Because if 70 to 78% already live paycheck to paycheck and the landlord comes and says, oh, we got to raise your rent $100, you're already stretched. That just means you're going into the negative zones. So once again, consider this. I got something from overseas. I got to go look at this real quick. Okay, good. Nothing major. I just got something sent. I don't know why. Today's the 12th. For one of my banks overseas. I guess, I don't know why they would send me this. They're just giving me an update on some monies. That's weird. So we'll see what happens. All right. Back to the real estate game, ladies and gentlemen. The real estate market. What moves are you guys going to be able to make? I want to hear it. I want to hear these moves that you guys are going to make. Because here's the thing. Can you get insurance on your house? So whichever house you buy, can you get insurance, and how much is the insurance going to be? That should be of significant note. So it's not just as simple as, oh, I like this house and I like this neighborhood. How about how old is the house and can you insure it? And if you can insure it, how much is the insurance? That ought to scare a lot of people, because there's some people I know that pay $7,000 a year, $8,000 a year for insurance. Some people pay more. Depends on what state you live in. But again, you're not accounting for your insurance possibly costing you $500, $600 per month. Who would? What about leaving your money in a bank? This has nothing to do with real estate, but it kind of does. Because you have to show that you have money, right? For your down payment. It has to be legitimate, it has to be legal and things like this. You know, banks are being deregulated like it's 1980s all over again. You know what's going to happen. Keep your duffel bag of cash outside of a bank. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. You know how I've been telling you all these years. Be very careful. The United States is not what it appears to be. And sooner or later, the piper has to be paid. So far, they've been able to stave off the piper. I just don't know how much longer. Implosion, according to me, it happens in 1 year, 10 months. Well, actually, it's 2 years, 10 months. But I want you to be early. I don't want you guys to be in the middle of the chaos that's going to happen. You need all those assets now, offshore and onshore. No matter what country you see this in, sooner or later, this is going to be worldwide. I don't know when, though, but one of these days, YouTube's, Twitch, worldwide, podcasts, worldwide. But for YouTube, they don't allow it to go worldwide, only in the United States for some weird reason. So for everybody watching in the U.S., you want to have something outside of the U.S. and a place outside of the U.S. that is relatively safe as far as your money, as far as assets, and a place you can get to if mayhem occurs. It's simple, right? Getting you guys prepared. Some people 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I was saying your passports could get turned off and people were chuckling, now all of a sudden, go see whose passports have been turned off. People who are trying to redo their passports. And because, again, I talk about this, this is so wild, because you didn't pick male or female, you chose X. They said, we're not going to renew your passport. We're turning it off. I'm just like, this is crazy. That's a fringe thing, right? Only like probably less than 3 million people. I'll use 1%. Less than 3 million people would have done this. So why do they even care if somebody didn't put M or F and they put X or whatever else? I mean, does it really matter? I don't really care what somebody calls themselves. Don't we all have different names? Yeah, that's crazy to me. What somebody does in their bedroom, do you think I give a damn? I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with me. I don't really care what you call yourself. I don't even care if you say I'm a male or a female or other. Why do I care? Whoever wants to deal with the other, they can deal with the other. I won't deal with the other. I'm just thinking. You know, if I'm single and woman that I think's a woman, starts going, I'm something else, I'll be like, this ain't the one for me. I'm like, what do you mean you're something else? Okay. Fine. Call it what you want. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get to the elephants in the room. We have a government, again, I'm going to keep doing this. The Joker is running the government. Lex Luthor is right beside him. And now we got the Penguin as well. This is what we got is the United States government that's going to be a third world, well, already is a third world country because they just signed something that says we are allowed to bribe foreign government officials. Can you believe this? Just like we're allowed to bribe senators in our own country, right? You guys know that's third world country, right? And people in America act like it's not. That's what cracks me up. Other countries, the government officials can take bribes and you call them third world countries. But in the United States, our government officials take bribes and we're like, no, it ain't a third world country. All right, let's get down to it, ladies and gentlemen. Brian P. Mr. Dividend got you on the YieldMax ETF train. That's fair. No problem. But now you're going to have to figure out, are you going to be able to create additional money off your hard work? Or are you going to have to invest? There is almost no way around this. Again, America, you have TV, news, organizations that do not actually cover the world, right? You know this already has happened in the EU zone and in UK. So I'll use the UK specifically. So when corporations who are able to get low interest rates, tax cuts, tax breaks, subsidies, like in London, when the homes became available for sale, they just paid whatever the going rate was because corporations could buy homes. Well, at a time when people worked from their home, had neighborhoods, it was thriving and all this, well, because corporations were just at 0% interest rates and they could just buy stuff at reckless abandon, that's what they did. So they cleared out much of London and made it basically all businesses own residential neighborhoods. Now, what did that do? That made it too high of a price for the working class. So then the working class said, well, I guess I got to go move out 20 miles outside of town, live on one of these farms that's cheap as hell. So that's what people did. That is not a good playbook, ladies and gentlemen. How are you going to revitalize your city? How are you going to have all of these new businesses and things come in when people cannot pay ridiculous prices to live where they need to work? That is a problem. So therefore, the stock market is going to change here in America because we have a lot of corporations, hedge funds, and things like that has bought real estate. So they go hand in hand with stocks and real estate and banking because somebody has to give these people loans, right? But what happens when you start having 5%, 10% aren't going to be paying their loans? What happens when you have 5%, 3% of the population not paying their rent, which means the landlord can't pay their loans? Does this sound like 2006, 2007 all over again? I think it does. All right. Wow. 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 I don't even want to keep reading this stuff from what the Joker's out here doing. I just can't keep doing this, man. Trump reciprocal tariffs could come by Thursday, White House says. So once again, the Joker is up here talking, hey, there's going to be reciprocal tariffs. Well, guess what? The other countries already said we already know. So we're going to make things that you buy from us already higher. So prices wherever you're buying from is going to be higher. It's crazy. Um, I don't get it. Um, I'm at CNBC, by the way. I'm just looking to see what happened today. Tesla stock popped up again. No surprise. I mean, here's a guy that's running this DOGE thing, and he's telling people without anybody being able to verify that these people are getting too much, these people are getting too much. And I'm like, prove it. Because I know you're getting billions of dollars in subsidies. That's public record. All your companies get subsidies. So why isn't that on the chopping block? See, I have problems with people like this. And he's a billionaire telling everybody else, oh, you guys make too much money. I'm going to chop you guys. But meanwhile, they want to, get their tax cuts and tax breaks. Like, this is funny as hell. And they want us to pay for their tax cuts and tax breaks. But this guy's telling us, oh, these people make too much. I'm like, prove it. Nonetheless, Lex Luthor in the House. Mr. Apartheid, he's there. Union sue Trump, fearing mass firings of federal employees. Okay, you're gonna sue him. You've already heard the video. Okay, in case you are new or late to the party, Musk and Trump had their podcasts. Trump said before he was president that he said, hey man, I like how you fired people when they were on their picket lines. They both started laughing. You know that's illegal, right? And they both started laughing. Ha ha ha, right, right, right. And I'm like, oh my God, man, this guy. And now here we are. Unions sue Trump, fearing mass firings of federal employees. Federal employees that pretty much had a safe job. I guess not so safe anymore. More people that make a decent wage, bye-bye. So they can have their flunkies or DEI hires that aren't qualified. I shouldn't even get into this, but this is how I feel. And actually, this is what it is. I don't recall anybody putting in a Doge office by Congress, by Senate. No laws, no nothing, just bypass. And Congress and everybody and the DOJ and everybody's allowing it to occur. I guess democracy wasn't so great after all. I guess this republic wasn't so great after all when you can just have people just not even go by our constitution or rules and there is nobody to stop them. Third world country. All right. Let's go. I'm not going to be on here too much longer because there's no reason, because I get kind of disgusted when I start talking about trying to help people out here. And all I see is government that's interfering with ordinary citizens, and ordinary citizens are cheering for it. They're happy. They're acting like somebody else is going to get hurt, which is them. That's what cracks me up. 70 to 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and you're cheering for higher prices. You're cheering to go with wars. You're cheering to just wipe people off of Gaza. I'm like, why don't you be concerned about what's happening here in America? You guys are about to be in a world of hurt. We all are. Somebody's going to have to pay for the deficits, right? Who do you think that will be? It won't be those who are not in the top 15 to 20%, those who do not own companies, because you're getting tax cuts and tax breaks. Those of you who have a W-2 job and do not have any businesses, you're the one that's going to be hurt. Everybody that has a business, you can always do a tax write-off. You can finagle things, but if you're just basically a wage earner without anything else, you don't even know if your pension's going to be here. We don't even know if we're going to get our Social Security payouts. You don't know anything in the future. And you're thinking it's going to affect somebody else. Like they're going to go through everybody's social security number and check out their birth certificates and see what? That's not a thing. They're just going to go across the board. They're just going to go, hey, now you have to be 70 years old to get your social security retirement. Good luck. You know how many people are dying under 70 years old? Man, you guys are out here working to live, and then what? Then die? All right. By the way, I should have made that t-shirt. That's what I used to tell everybody. That's what I used to tell everybody. Work hard, then die. Hey, Eric, some of the emails go with what you were talking about tonight on the show. Uh-oh. You know I can't get into my email address because Microsoft started their two double whammy check, you know, two authenticator check. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy out here. All right. So what I'm going to do, courtesy of Mr. Dividend, I'm going to go over here and pull up some things because he's saying it's what I'm talking about tonight. Uh-oh, here we go. This double authentication situation. It's okay. Let me see something here. You guys know what's going to happen because I couldn't do it. James Way's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where I have my man Spell in the house tonight. He's an accountant, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not my accountant, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean he can't be your accountant. He's a friend of mine. We went to high school together. He's in the house. Robert T. Speller Jr. Go check him out on LinkedIn. And go say you're from the SSN Nation. Don't forget that. He's been doing this, I don't even know how long, probably 25, 30 years or more of accounting. And it's business. He can do a lot. So go check him out. All right. I need to log in. Then I'll get to James Way here. Just a second. Because we have to get the congratulations. Because I know he's going to have a nice little tagline for us. Hello all. Glad to be here. As we know, the rent is too damn high. You're damn right it's too damn high. And it's going to continue to be too damn high. What do you guys think? The prices come down? We know they don't come down. That means you have to make more money. So again, let me ask you guys something. If you make $80,000 per year and somebody tells you it's going to cost you 10% more to buy the same goods and services from the previous year, raise your hand who's going to get their wage increased to 88,000 from 80. And you're already living paycheck to paycheck. I think nobody's going to be raising their hand. And the only way you'll be able to increase your amount of money is going to be if you have invested into something. You have to take a risk. So let me go full circle. Remember when I was talking about London? Remember when I was talking about all those people having to get rid of their real estate downtown, and when they sold it to corporations. Then they had to go buy at a lower price location 20, 30 miles outside of town. When they went to 0% interest rates, do you guys understand that now when they put their money in the bank, they earn no money? In fact, they had to pay the bank for holding their money. So then what did people do? They said, oh, I can't do that. I got to put my money in the stock market. Right? So then if the stock market doesn't perform and you're at the whim of the ups and downs, now all of a sudden, you're not the American stock market. You're on the London exchange, right? Not the same. So now you had people who retired 60, 70, 80 years old, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when they did their Brexit, you know what happened. These people would have millions of dollars in their account. It would drop down to, let's say you had 3 million, drop down to 1 million. That's kind of scary after you're 65 years old, 70 years old. And now your money has to be tied up into the stock market and not even at low risk. So that is where this is going here in America. Not saying the 0%, you know, rates by the Federal Reserve and all that. But all I'm saying is this is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's going down. You're going to have to be very, very safe out here. Brian P., okay, nobody is coming to save you, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Nay, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Another investor, another Mr. Worldwide is in the house. And he brings his tagline, good evening, SSN Nation. How is everybody doing this evening? Everybody's doing well, man. Very, very happy to see you in the house. Thank you so much for being here. And Joe Nay, I saw the trailer and I just smashed that like button. Thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate it. Speaking of trailers, we always got to throw down. I know I didn't have too much out there tonight, but I'll always have this one in the load. I can't find my old SSN Lifestyle promos, but you know what? Here goes one now. All right, SSN Nation and Lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You get around, have a little fun in life. You got to do it. You got to be Mr. Worldwide. You got to put yourself in many different positions. You just never know who you get to meet. All right, here we go. Brian P., JP Morgan Chase begins layoffs. Oh my. Another 300 laid off after Wise shuts down. Oh my. FINRA hits Apex Clearing with, oh my God. How did I know this? Did we not talk about this 3 years ago when Robinhood pulled that BS with GameStop and these guys were doing all their nonsense? We told you there was going to be fines, but you know what? Who cares about a $3.2 million fine when these guys should have lost billions? But because they held up the trades for GameStop, I don't know if that's what this is, but I'm just saying, this is what they did back in the day with the GameStop situation. And you knew they were going to get fined. And that's at the time we were saying, okay, so you get to keep billions of dollars. You're not going to care about a stupid $25 million fine, or in this case, $3.2 million fine. Apex Clearing is part of the problem at the time. Like we said, back then. Let's see what this has regard to. This is funny as hell. For not paying client fees on borrowed securities. Oh yeah, you knew these guys were doing all their crazy nonsense. Like I said, Apex Clearing. You guys, oh maybe some of you weren't here. We were talking about it during that GameStop time, how Apex Clearing, and there was another clearinghouse as well from that was blocking the trades or helping Robinhood block the trades. It was crazy. And so you knew it was going to come down sooner or later, or something had to happen, even though this is not related. We really can't tell. But agreed to pay more than $3 million to resolve FINRA allegations that it failed to ensure customers receive fees it generated by lending out their securities. So even the lending program, they were like shorting people. This is what I'm telling you, just like a third world country, and everybody goes, you have regulations for the stock market? Right, sure you do. I'm like, sure you have regulations for the billionaires and multimillionaires, right? Yeah, these seems like these guys get away with a lot. You know, CEOs can take money out of your accounts. Employees can take money out of your accounts. They get caught. They go to jail, but your money's toast, or the hundreds or thousands of people that were affected get a few kibbles and bits, or they get fined. I mean, there's no real repercussions. It's not like most people are going to jail. Just like in the 2008, 2009 bank bailouts, nobody went to jail, right? All right, so let's see. I'm not going to show it on the screen just yet. Let me see. Digital asset, wealth protection. Oh, yeah, that's going to be another topic another day. Visa and Fold to launch credit card. Of course, you guys are. You're going to need that low income, the low income, high. What I mean, seriously, Visa and Fold to launch credit card offering Bitcoin rewards. Oh, Bitcoin's legal in the United States? What's happening? We have rules? Will join the debit card products already offered by Fold, which is a Bitcoin rewards and financial services platform. Hundreds of thousands of users. So USA citizens can get this? This is a game changer. It's a SPAC. Separate press release that if and FTAC. Okay, we got some things going on, ladies and gentlemen. Fold. We got to go check out who Fold is. This is interesting. This is the reason why this could be interesting is you should want one of these. You should want this rewards BTC. Let's see what this is. But I'm not familiar with Fold. But do your own due diligence because you would want rewards. Fold members will earn 1.5% unlimited Bitcoin rewards and up to a $100 bonus, while Fold Plus members will enjoy exclusive perks including 2% unlimited rewards in Bitcoin, up to $250 in bonuses, and a premium metal card that reflects their elevated status. Okay, that's cute. Okay, that's cute. All right. Yeah, I remember the metal cards were cool until they don't work properly. Good to look at, maybe. All right. So, yep, there's a foldapp.com. So I'm not mad. I guess it's all right to get rewards, but that would mean you should have a wallet to download your Bitcoin rewards. How's this going to work? You guys are going to have to go check this out yourself. We're not going to talk about this tonight, but I might have to do a video on this because this would be very, very interesting. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, by the way, we have some little, let me throw down some other specialty stuff here. Let me see. Can't remember. I got some other goodies on here. You know, got some lights and stuff that's supposed to light up on this thing. I don't know how it works. I rarely use the headphones. Rarely. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see here. I must have something else, right? Where's it at? Ah, here we go. Knew we had something. Might as well do the whole gamut tonight. One of these days I'll come back with the... Let's see here. Yeah, it's got to be, right? Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's see. There we go. Can't tell. All right. Let's see. All right. Nonetheless, headphones on, looking like a podcaster tonight. Lights blinking. Back in my background, my brother Anthony Bird passed away approximately almost a month ago, prematurely before his time in his 50s. But those two books, he left this legacy: Star Cruiser Falcon 1, Star Cruiser Falcon 2. Falcon 2 is Degeneration. You can go buy those or go to Kindle, and one of them will be free digitally. The other one is like $2 or $3. You know how the fam does. We don't really like charging people that much. That's how we do it. Now, there is one other thing. Speaking of real estate, stock markets, offshore investing, we have our SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Please join me and a few other fellow investors because we go see attorneys, we go check out some non-qualifying, no credit check, pre-construction projects, and then banking. Those are the three things you need: the attorneys, So they can actually help you start a business. They can actually check on anything, immigration, residency. They can actually do a lot of things that you would want to do. Damn near everything, quite frankly, on the island. So if you want to buy real estate, they got you. If you want to worry about immigration and residencies, they have you. If you want to do something like start a business offshore, they have you as well. It's very, very easy when you have an attorney. Then we also go and get you approved or pre-approved for a bank, whether you want to or not. It's always at your disposal. And of course, when we go check out some projects, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry for pre-construction. But some people may want a resale. Well, there's plenty of resales as well because some of these projects or some of these places already have buildings built. Whether you want to have an office building, a retail location, or a residential location, you should come and join us. It's only $199, and you go to stopstrugglingnow.com to register or ssnlifestyle.com to register. The first 5 pay $199.99. Hotel, airfare not included, and I suggest you stay in Los Corrales because that's generally where we pick up, but that's not all. The reason why Los Corrales is because it's already been built out for the tourists over the last 20 years. That was the tourist location. So that's why it's less than 5 minutes to the beach. That's why there's restaurant, bars, nightclubs, and businesses and beach clubs all within a 5-minute walk. And in some cases, depending on where you stay, it could be a 2-minute walk or a 1-minute walk. But you're in the neighborhood where everything is there. You don't really have to leave. But that's where you should stay because it's relatively inexpensive. And that's generally where we start our day. We pick up from that area and then we go. So that's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. So get over there, get your tickets today. Come join me and we'll have some fun. Now, anything else you want to talk about tonight, please do so now. Don't be shy. You can come here and discuss anything you want. El Demo Blade, I see you on Instagram. Raymond Mejia, I see you as well. Thank you so much for joining us on the Instagram channel. And everybody who has not joined us on Instagram or has not become a follower on Instagram, please go to Instagram, Stop Struggling Now, and follow. We're trying to get up to 1,000 followers. We're at around 940, 945 right now. So go over there and show some love. There is no bell to click like here on YouTube, but wherever you are, hit the follow, hit the like, hit the heart, no matter where you're at. Make sure you show some love so the gods know that you're in the house. Now, I should say one other thing, and that is if you need any help with anything. Our man Matthew Lesko was on about 2 months ago. He gave the gem of a lifetime, findhelp.org. That's right, findhelp.org. You need help with job training for free? Go check it out. You need caregiver help? Go check it out. You need transportation? You need some money for repairs on cars? You need a little help with that? It's federal funds, state funds, nonprofit organizations that generally will help you for free. Like there's job training for free, which is awesome. Or in other cases, somebody might charge you a little bit of money, but there's a list. Findhelp.org, you put in your zip code, then you see everything that's available to you depending on which type of help you need. Mental health is included, medical included, transportation, you could actually find something. It's a lot of things that the federal government has at its disposal to help United States citizens. United States citizens don't even know about it. It's incredible. So, findhelp.org, ladies and gentlemen, go there if you need some help. And I know 70 to 78% of the population needs some help. Okay, go over there and check it out. Hopefully you'll do that. Don't be shy. All right? Because things are going to get worse. Financially, I mean. The cost of living is going to rise. And if it's just 5%, 10%, but it's going to be more than that. It's probably going to be 15 to 20%. And nobody can withstand that. So we're going to be at 85% living paycheck to paycheck here shortly. by the end of the year. So you're going to need to make more money, make new friends, start a new business. Whatever you got to do, you're going to need about 5, 6, 7 streams of income. If you can find it, if you can do it, everybody's going to have to be an entrepreneur pretty much. W-2 jobs, they're nice. A nice paying job is nice. But unfortunately, 70 to 78% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. That means even people with nice jobs are living paycheck to paycheck. Because generally those nicer jobs are in nicer cities, which cost more. Not all, but I'm just saying generally. So it costs you more, for instance, to live in the Bay Area than it would if I live in Sacramento, right? So that's how this works. So if you make 150,000 in the Bay, that's great. But if you made 150,000 in Sacramento, that would be awesome. Big difference in pricing. So that is what the problem is. You can't have everybody making 200,000, 150 to 200,000 in all states and majority of cities in the United States because it's not sustainable. You don't have high paying jobs in every city in every state. So therefore you have non-livable wages, and that's a problem. It's going to put a burden on the system, which it has already, so more homeless people are incoming. Just so everybody understands. And now what are you going to do with these unfortunate people? Somebody has to pay for their existence some way or another, whether it's going to be the mental capacity, whether it's going to be going down for shelter. No matter how you slice it, there's going to be extra monies needed. All right. Now, I won't talk any more about this. Investment ideas, anybody? I gave you only one. The real estate, offshore, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. I gave you number 2, courtesy of Brian P. when he started talking about the Yield Max ETFs. We could talk about dividends. I'm going to go look and see if there's another email that I like. B of A to buy 9 billion residential mortgage. We talked about that before. That is funny to me. Derivatives. Derivatives is awesome. Bitcoin backed bonds, dangerous. Dangerous. That is silly, in my opinion. And that's about it. We checked out OCC lawyers. That was Johan Confidante. He had his own live stream. So everybody, I hope you got your questions answered. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want to talk about this evening, because I'm going to make this short and sweet, only 1 hour long. This is not going to be 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours like normal. Normal is not 5 hours, quite frankly. I think I might have done a 4-hour one before, but not today. All right. So I have something to do in the background here real quick while I'm thinking about it. So if anybody doesn't have anything else they want to talk about today, let me know what you guys are going to do for the future. If it costs you 20% more, are you good right now to withstand 20% more cost? Are you going to be good at 10% more? Let me know. Because if you say yes, then you need to start telling people what they need to do to get that 10% or 15% more. Now, there's something else that's been going on that I do occasionally check out the YouTube channels, and I've been seeing a lot of people predicting housing crash. And quite frankly, it's well overdue. I mean, seriously. I don't know how it has not happened yet. With high interest rates, with high rental rates, I don't understand what the hell is going on. The only thing I can think of is this is like 2006, 2007, 2008, where the banks or the mortgage companies don't want to default. I mean, take people's possession of their homes, because then they can't really have anybody buy them at 6% mortgage rates. Somebody, I mean, it's kind of wild. This is, I think they're withholding from foreclosing on properties, because this is the only likely scenario that this can be happening. But people are thinking a crash, and I can't blame them, because people are already living paycheck to paycheck. There's just no way around. So I'm pretty sure that's why you can run the numbers and you start seeing that there's a crack. And that crack is a big problem, because there's going to be fallout. And these 18,000 homes that are up for sale by these corporations, that's going to start being a fallout as well, even though they are charging less. But you can only sell to people that can afford it. And this thing about 40%, they're giving people debt to income ratios of 40%. That is a danger zone, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do it. Do not do it, ladies and gentlemen, because that does not generally include your insurance, doesn't include your property taxes, and a slew of other things. And you're going to put yourself in a bad position, especially if you have 20-25% tax rates. That means 65 to 70% of your money's gone, and you're already, that's why this 70 to 78% of the population of the United States living paycheck to paycheck is because of this nonsense. Just so you guys know, and you're very clear, 28% to 30%, SSN Nation recommended. Do not go over. There are numbers that show you, as soon as you start going up over 32, 33, debt to income ratio percent wise, default rates are higher. So this is why you can't do 40%. That's just, you're just asking for trouble. All right? Don't do it. 35, don't do it. Just go 30 or less. That's it. Do not put yourself in a position to get effed up. No way. 2008 is back. Yeah, that's what people are saying with the housing. Yes, that's what they're saying. And I believe it, because if 70 to 70% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, here's the situation. The insurance costs more if you can get it, and property taxes cost more, HOAs cost more. So if you're already living paycheck to paycheck, as soon as another year comes, where are you going to find the extra money? You're not the United States government. You can't go out and say, hey, I have bonds to sell. You can't do that. So once again, that's why people are predicting it. It should have already happened. But for the life of me, I can't understand why it did not. There must be a mechanism blocking it, and our government is very smart. They won't they won't foreclose on people like they should. Is the only thing I can think of. Just what they did in 2006, 2005, 6, and 7 to prolong the housing crash by letting anybody that can breathe. Now they're allowing it to prolong by doing up to 40% debt to income ratios. What's next? No credit check like it was in 2005 and 6, so they can keep getting that paper, those derivatives that they can resell out of thin air. That's crazy. That's just crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Just crazy. And that puts you in jeopardy. And like I said, don't think you're going to be safe out here. I've been with mortgage companies. I'm not one of them was Ocwen. Ocwen got sued eventually. Santander, where these guys do unscrupulous things like forge deeds and sign people's names and do all kind of crazy, right? We live in a third world country and people just ignore. They've done all kind of crazy work, and they did one of them, I can't really remember which one. It was either Ocwen or Santander, did crazy work on one of my properties. So in the 2006, 7, 8 era, 9 era, these guys are like, you guys said, they sent a message, oh, we'll do loan modification. The house went down in value, allegedly. So I'm like, cool. So I signed documents to do loan modification. Next thing I know, they send me papers going, hey, we're going to do a short sale. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Short sale to who? You're going to give me a short sale is what I was thinking. A lower price. I can actually rebuy at a lower price. I'm thinking, all right. I'm reading this thing like, I call them up. They said, no, not you. I was like, what do you mean, not me? So you going to do a short sale on the house. So I have to pay full value, but you're going to do a short sale. And they forced a short sale since they're holding the paper. You're not going to buy the house for whatever it was. Then we're going to sell it not to you, but to somebody else, which the somebody else wasn't somebody else. It's somebody that was somebody that they know to buy a house at a lower price. That's what I feel because I was actually there when the new owners arrived. Because I was curious. I was like, how did you find out this place? And they were like, oh, a friend of ours at the bank told us. I was like, okay. So the bank is out here having people. I said, oh, how long are you going to stay here? He goes, oh, 2 or 3 years. I was like, wait, where are you from? They're like, oh, we're from Utah. I'm thinking, okay, so this is like an inside job. But nonetheless, never mind, but it happened. This is what they did. My friend's mother lived in this place called Greenhaven, and she passed away. The mortgage company, in her case, they also said, we need sales. They forced the sale. But because they couldn't do it, they actually forged documents. They forged deeds and transfer of title with a mortgage company. They all worked together. Crazy stuff. So my friend had a lawsuit. And funny enough, he got millions of dollars. They literally forged her name. It was crazy. Crazy stuff. You guys have no clue what's going on in America. A lot of people don't. I use my dividend money to pay my property taxes. I like to hear that, man. That free money, that's what we should be doing. That's why you have that passive income, Brian P., Mr. Dividend. That's right, dividend money, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine what this man has done. Put in 14, 15,000. I'm not going to say the amount. It's higher than that. But imagine putting in 14, 15,000 dollars and being able to get 1,000, 1,500 per month in return. And imagine that's the amount that he could actually reinvest, buy more shares, which now the next month when the payments come out, he even has more money in dividends. But he's using some of that money to pay property taxes. I love it. I like it. The SSN Nation way. Using your passive income to pay off liabilities. That's what we're supposed to do. The liabilities, though, are going to keep going up in price. His property taxes this year are going to be higher than they were the previous year generally. Unless the unthinkable happens, the crash occurs, then it would be cool as hell. All those corporations that I told people, don't worry, let them buy them all. Their liabilities, they have come back to haunt their sorry asses. You knew that was going to happen. It cracks me up. They are liabilities. These guys want to buy their own liabilities that they turned into an asset by having other people buy them and getting a piece of paper. It's funny as hell. So now they want out. 18,000 homes. In fact, you know what? I haven't even shown that, have I? 18,000 homes. Isn't that what it was? Let me see. 18,000 homes for sale by corporations. It just came up too. Let's see if that Google does it. I can't remember. There's like 3 companies involved. 3 corporations own 19,000 metro area homes. That's not the one. Which one? It's 18,000 homes though that are for sale by corporations, and they're down, and they're selling 20, anywhere from, well, it's not 20, but anywhere from 5% up to around 30%, depending on which city, state it's located in. Let's see, it's not coming up. I'll have to bring it up one of these days. Join us on Friday at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Friday is story night. Even though I gave you a few stories about what happens in the real estate business. All kind of stuff is happening. Okay, nothing's coming up. 18,000 homes for sale by corporations. It was covering. It was home for homes. Damn it! I wish I could remember what it was. It was homes for rent. Was it homes? It wasn't homes for rent. It was homes. They owned a few thousand homes for something. I can't remember their name. I'll have to pull it up. But they are now silently marking down their homes. It's crazy. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah. So we'll talk about that on Friday. And also, hopefully, Cornbread will be on Friday, so we'll be able to talk about some story nights. It'll be fun and games, that's for sure, but it's always slightly business related. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, you'll join me and the rest of the SSN Nation. And since I can't find this right now, I'm going to have to pull it up later. We'll talk about it on Friday night. But I'm about to get out of here, get some good night's sleeps. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I love you all for your support over all these years. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody who has now joined us and is part of the SSN Nation. Make sure on your way out you smash that like button. Make sure if you have not subscribed and you like what we're talking about, please subscribe and click the all notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated as well. But once again, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why there's no rest for the wicked. You can rest, but if you do rest, just remember, it's going to cost you more next month than it cost you this month for the same things you're buying. Just keep that in mind and think about 1 year, 10 months of that. It adds up. So that means you need new revenue streams. I'm going to keep sounding the horn, beating the drum, because I don't want anybody left behind. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to get left behind because they did not opt for the options of being able to do something different. And with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here because you never know what's going on. You never know what somebody's going through. You never understand their stresses. You never understand anything anybody else is doing. You don't know their story. You don't know what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 1 month ago, 30 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago. So be careful out here. And with all that said, keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.